Welcome in. Welcome back to the Crypto Bully Bear channel where there's only fun decoding and no financial advice. Woo, woo, woo. I'm so freaking excited. And here we go. Did you remember in December about November, right? Starting on November 4th, the price of XRP starts a mysterious collapse. It was time to start accumulating. The big dogs were dumping. By the way, I also think this is going to be something with some dog coins. Somebody's going to let the dogs out. Just want to say that. Somebody's going to let the dogs out this year. Let's get back to this. Right? Anniversary, November 2021. It's 11-year anniversary. November 4th. We also seen him tweet, remember the 5th of November. Now, I was the only one talking about Swift Taylor, I believe. I didn't see anybody else really talking about Swift Taylor too much in the YouTube videos, right? But my man tweeted, somebody pointed out that he tweeted, so I went back. Thanks, shout out to that viewer. Sorry, I didn't know your name, I forgot. But 4 hours ago, Joe Katz, he tweets, can this possibly be right or is this thing broken? And if you get close enough, it says anti-hero Taylor Swift. Swift is broken. Did you not see the post that I put? Graduation this year. See you later. Go graduate and go on to other adventures, Swift. We have newbies coming in to take your place. Okay? Is this possibly be right or is this thing broken? It's broken. It's done. See you later. Sayonara. Goodbye. Let's get these new tools in this running and let's get these prices popping. Let's get these tools running and these prices popping. All right? I was telling you Swift from way back before. And I know I did a video in May. Go back, I did a video in May. I probably talked about Swift. I did a video. And boom, here you go. That's why I say when you follow my channel, I'm not always right. This channel is not about being right. This channel is about education. About how to use your little noggins. But let's really get into it. Remember what they said. Remember the 5th of November. Why do they want you to remember that? Remember the 5th of November. Remember the 5th of November. Remember the 5th of November. Christmas time. November 5th, 1955.
Yes, of course. November
Hold on. Let me go back.
1955.
November 5th, 1955. Remember, we used to see the two X's? Remember, we used to see the X's, right? Two X's. 1 plus 9 is 10. 5 plus 5. 5. I can't even talk right now. I'm so damn excited. 1 plus 9 is 10. 5 plus 5 is 10. XXXX. November 5th. November 5th. Remember the 5th of November. All the X's we've been seeing, it could also mean a lot of women are taking power. We see in New York City, I think the commissioner, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is a woman. But there's ladies that are taking high positions now. And here you go, November 5th, 1955. Now listen to what he says, and I'm going to give you my version of what I think this is happening.
Yes, of course. November 5th, 1955. I don't get what happened. That was the day I invented time travel. I remember it vividly. I was standing on the edge of my toilet, hanging a clock. The porcelain was wet. I slipped, hit my head on the edge of the sink, and when I came to, I had a revelation, a vision. A picture in my head. A picture of this. This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor. Flux capacitor? It's taken me almost 30 years of my entire family fortune to realize the vision of that day. My God, has it been that long? Things have certainly changed around here. I remember when this was all farmland as far as the eye could see.
Now, hold on a second. Now, if you go back, he says, I remember the 5th of November. He invented time traveling. On the 5th of November, he invented time traveling. I got to go back. I got to break this down for you.
porcelain was wet. I slipped, hit my head on the edge of the sink. I don't get what
All right. Sorry, guys, but this is very important.
I invented time travel. I remember it vividly.
Okay? Now, as he says that, he says, I invented time travel. Then the next scene goes to Marty. As you can see, what's above him? J.C. Penney. Okay? Why is that important? They want you to understand that conversation is relating to money. He invented time traveling on the 5th of November. Why do I think this is important? Why he said that is because we're going back into time, right? Kings, queens, castles. Pay attention to the commercials. As you can see, they talk about queens. They talk about kings, going back to gold standard. Castles, gas prices going up. Get you out of a car and onto a horse. My point of view. Okay, he mentions that he actually invented time travel.
The porcelain was wet. I slipped, hit my head on the edge of the sink, and when I came to, I had a revelation, a vision, a picture in my head, a picture of this. This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor. Flux capacitor? It's taken me almost 30 years of my entire family fortune to realize the vision of that day.
And all his vision.
My God, has it been that long? Things have certainly changed around here. About breeding pine trees.
Okay. Sorry, guys, you're going to have to bear with me, though.
It's important. Crazy idea.
Now, he comes out, and he's talking about Mr. Peabody, and he had all this land over here, and he was growing trees. He had this crazy idea about breeding pine trees. Why is that important? All right, I'm going to get into it a little bit. At first, he says he invented time traveling on November 5th. To me, he wants to go back into time, to go back to kings, queens, gold standard. He had a crazy idea about breeding pine trees. Now, I went back and I was like, well, what's important about pine trees? Paper money is made out of pine trees. Well, it's one of the trees that they use to make paper money. Breeding, that means that they're going to be printing. So this guy's printing all these money. This guy created time traveling to go back into time to get away from that. That's my aspect of November 5th. Okay? I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just telling you that's my point of view. Okay? And if you know, he comes over here. If you watch this movie, you got two terrorists that come over here and that attack him and kill him. Just like what happened during the towers, terrorist attack. Go back a little bit, and when you watch this movie, before Marty gets there, go look at the time he gets there and flip the time upside down. So there's just a few things there I can show you. But this right here, remember the 5th of November. Oh, you know what? I have to go back. Because there's one thing that he says. Here it is.
Here's a red letter date in the history of science.
Boom. He says, here's a red letter date in the history of science, November 5th, 1955. Here's a red letter date. Now, I'm going to go back one more time, 10 seconds. He puts in all these dates. He doesn't mention any of them being red lettered or whatever, except for November 5th.
A witness of birth of Christ?
He didn't even say anything about red, about birth of Christ.
Here's a red letter date in the history of science, November 5th.
Here, and then again, here's a red. That's important. Because remember, all those dates that he was calculating in that clock, November 5th is the only one that he calls a red letter date in the history of science. November 5th, 1955. Whew. Now, people, this is why I feel something is about to happen. Okay? We just had, and the movie fell out with Red October. You know, the Red October was talking about the Soviets and submarines. And we just had incidents not too long ago about submarines being shown up in the Antarctica from the Russians and disappearing. That all happened in October. In the movie Red October, the same shit was going on. Okay? Nobody's decoding like me. And I'm doing it for free. And to be honest, this shit is tiring and it takes a lot of work to go back and forth. And I don't come out with a lot of videos just because sometimes I gotta wait. It's crazy. This video came out in 1985, but I can start connecting this video to today's event. Like, look at Schwartz's tweets. He's tweeting today, last year, this year, and how far are we? 1985. We're in 2022. 22 plus 15. That's 37. Okay? We are 37 years out from this movie. So yeah, I can't always come out with a video after video. I mean, I could be like other people. And don't get me wrong, shout out to all these other influencers like Extra VOD and, Digital Invest. Like all these other guys, even though they were kind of repetitive, I learned from all these channels. So I'm not going to play anybody's channels down. But I will say, I can go and big up to Extra VOD, you know what I mean? He goes and he pulls out all the important tweets and then he puts it all on one thing. I could do that all day long too if I wanted to. But there's people doing that already, and I don't want to be a repetitive person. I'm trying to put out information that's not out there. I'm trying to be original. At least I feel I am. Anyway, I hope you're liking what I'm sending out. I still got a few other contents that I want to put out right now because I feel like this weekend's going to be big. And I got the Wheel of Fortune. Today's Wheel of Fortune. Well, I'm sorry. I should say yesterday's Wheel of Fortune, November 3rd. I'm going to bring that up to you in my next video. But right here, I cracked the code. Remember the 5th of November. Why do you see 2 X's on your date? 1955. All right? So, and remember, he says a red letter date in history of science. In history of science. History of science. Are we going to flip the switch? Are we going to flip the switch this weekend? Like my boy D-Vlog says, I don't give a fuck what y'all do with your bags and your money. I just care what I'm doing with my bags and my money. And on that note, we out of here. Peace, love, and happiness.